Hi, second episode live from Commsverse 2026, and we have the T-Boy in from Spectralink apparently. Well, that's how you described yourself, but actually you're the general manager of EMA.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 years now. It's a lovely place to work.
Just waiting for us, standing here for 2 years, thinking one day there'll be a podcast here.
This is pretty much the zenith of my time at Spectralink now.
Apex. It all goes down here for now.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon there's going to be many apexes.
So why don't you introduce yourself properly instead of me taking the mickey?
So my name's Nick, as you've heard. I've been at Spectralink for 2 years. I'm the general manager for the EMEA business. Spectralink, for those of you who don't know, is, I guess I'd like to say, the mobility company. We do critical communications for frontline workers in particular. We plug into existing networks. We're particularly keen on UC integration. It's one of our main areas of expertise. And we cover, I guess, three main areas of tech. We do Wi-Fi, IP DECT, and the software to glue it all together.
So do you do hardware as well?
Yeah, we do. Okay. So we make handsets, IP DECT, and smartphone.
Okay.
Or if you like, ruggedized handheld is another way of describing it.
Yeah.
But the thing that links both of those two things together is Microsoft.
Okay. So Teams is your core communications.
It is. We're compliant with all forms of UC, but our deepest integration is Teams by some distance.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. And you came well prepared.
Oh, always.
Show us your cards. Look at this.
I've got cards.
And what card number are we on at the moment? Let's pick a card. Pick a card, any
nothing
card.
Written on them, unfortunately. But I like to have the prop. I'm a compulsive fiddler.
He's better prepared than we are.
That is true. Yeah.
So do you have questions?
Oh, we have some great questions.
Lots. Yes.
Well, actually, what's the definition of a frontline worker nowadays? Because that must have changed over the last few years.
It has, and I think the modern interpretation is probably anybody without a desk.
That's virtually everybody.
It's 80% of the workforce, yeah. And I think knowledge-based workers, in particular, become frontline workers in times of crisis. Yes. And I think that's what really triggered the change. It's this move from everyday normality and the COVID crisis that plunged us into something else. And normal, everyday functions that we took for granted before all of a sudden weren't normal and everyday, they were critical.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed the landscape a bit, I think.
Okay. And is it also people that are not always sitting behind the desk? I'm thinking about a doctor or nurse that is sometimes behind the desk also running around. You equip them with some
DECT
tools
devices.
That they can use.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, isn't it? So, in fact, it's a Microsoft number for you here. So 81% of all frontline workers are mobile but within a fixed area. So we call that a factory worker or a nurse or someone in logistics.
Yeah,
they're always moving, and mobility is part of the key element of their job. But at the same time, they stay within a fixed building or campus or area or whatever it might be.
Okay.
And addressing those it's really hard. Some people have talked about this idea of the movement to UC as being a revolution in terms of how we work. But that 80% of people that aren't covered by that revolution, that's what's next. And I think, as another Microsoft one for you, the 35% of the ROI for introducing something like Teams is based on those people that are outside, away from a desk and mobile.
So what is the hardest thing in coming up with solutions like that? Is it the connection with a network, or is that covered by now?
I think there is a certain amount of uniformity regarding the connection, but there are standard connections and then there's a view on how deep you can go. So for example, what Spectralink does, which I don't think anybody else does at the moment, is we have a connection with Microsoft Directory on IP DECT. Nobody else has that. And there are numerous reasons for it. everybody can connect to an IP DEC system, for example, any device, but can you get access to the Microsoft directory as it's run? And this is good for, I guess, the workers as well as the people running the admin, because no more maintenance is needed and you can contact anybody at any time. And that has so many different knock-on effects.
Well, it's one less administration task for somebody to do to make sure the right people are on the right list.
It is, and it has a really
Global
interesting,
directory.
a really interesting aspect around security as well.
Yeah.
So what happens when your Wi-Fi network goes down? If you're using this kind of IP DEC, Spectralink IP DEC, then your access to Teams stays up.
Yeah.
And you can talk and communicate. And this is really, really important when it comes to, I pick patient care, for example, or mission critical operations anyway.
I presume you must also have a bunch of layered products over the top, like paging and being able to call for hospitals immediately, I'm guessing. Or are they separate systems generally?
Well, so in terms of a handset, a piece of hardware, we manufacture those so they're interoperable with pretty much an entire universe, constellation of maps partners, if you like.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful idea, but
Calling Mars.
I guess there are a whole bunch of applications, some of which are unique to particular industries and some of which are unique to particular companies. We just need to make sure that our availability to work with those partners is always paramount. So whatever we need to plug into, we're pretty capable in the first instance.
Now, so are you mainly a hardware-driven business or a software-driven business?
Well, a bit of both.
The cop-out answer.
Or an AI-driven business these days.
Well, AI, actually, interestingly, AI at the moment is making its way into our hardware rather than our software. So right now, and to answer your cop-out question, what really makes a difference here is this idea of we could just produce same old copy and paste devices, but we don't. We have to engineer them after they come off the production line, and that engineering, that thoroughness is what makes us so interoperable with everything. And I think that's the key. It's not just a piece of hardware, it's all the effort and tuning that goes into that piece of hardware. But then over the top we've got a management system called Amy, which we're working on all the time, and it just allows admin control over all the devices in the network, essentially.
Wow, pretty cool.
But it's a bridge for other things that are coming down the line with us.
Oh.
Which you can't.
I can't talk about it just yet. But you did ask about AI, so I'll just jump back to that briefly. We do use AI already, but in the area of expertise that we focus on, so voice in particular. We have AI protocols that drive voice capability for our Wi-Fi devices, for example. So they focus on clarity, recognition, handoff, and a bunch of other things that are genuinely critical.
Cleaning up the signal, you mean?
Exactly.
Like when I'm having a call and I'm in a warehouse and there are lorries driving around, whatever.
Exactly. Or if you're involved in critical patient workflow, for example, critical flow, then if you move between one Wi-Fi base and another, there's no drop, there's no decrease in continuity or quality at all.
Yeah.
And that kind of aspect, that selective use of AI is much more important than just trying to grab as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No bandwagons then? No bandwagons.
We are
using it where it can mean.
Yeah, we're
value.
very focused on what makes a difference to our user base, if you like.
Yeah.
And is the AI changing a lot for the users to use the software or the tools, or is it just giving them more confidence in doing what they are doing?
I'm particularly looking forward to the changes that AI is going to make to voice, just because we're in that. I've heard a lot of people say in the last 2 years, voice is dead, we don't need voice anymore. And I think quite the opposite. I think voice is coming really, really fast, and the only challenges around voice has been the recognition, if you like. So a long time ago I worked for Motorola and Google, and at that time we were experimenting with this idea of voice command, saying hello Moto, and your phone would come on and you could give it voice commands. quite a long time ago now, but we struggled enormously with certain regional accents. It wasn't as good as detecting the female voice pattern. It wasn't very good with Scandinavia. There's a whole bunch of...
There's a funny video with the Scottish guys in the
There is,
elevator.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, the
exactly.
elevator. Yes.
And that's very true, but as we move on faster and faster and faster with AI, that fail quotient is dropping dramatically, and we're going to get to the point now where you'll be able to ask something through your headset or your DECT phone or your network, and you'll get a very, very accurate reply about something that is mission critical to what you do.
Yeah, because I can think like I'm driving a
Forklift truck.
forklift truck, and I'm not 100% sure where this pallet needs to go to, and I can have a conversation without me needing to push any buttons, but have a conversation like, does this go on rack 12 or 15?
Exactly, and you can have a conversation in your native language, which is accurate and correct, or you can have a conversation using, if you have a regional accent from any country, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
See, even you can now work in Belgium.
Steve, I thought you already did.
I
What
did.
do you mean effectively?
Well,
Effectively.
working is a
That's true.
broad concept. That's
It is,
okay.
yes. It absolutely is. It is like the best kind of way. So how many devices do you actually have out there?
Of millions.
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 Another cop-out answer.
No, we do have millions.
1,800,762.5 that hasn't quite arrived yet, but it will be there 9 o'clock this morning.
It's kind of tough because we've built devices for other people too.
Yes.
like
We've
white
also,
label.
yeah, and we've also evolved from originally from Kirk Telecom and outwards from there.
Oh, I think I knew that. I think we've heard that on this podcast a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, from
Okay.
somebody else that came and spoke here for
So,
Spectralink.
and I think that evolution over time blurs the muddies the water, if you like. And I think as well, some of the stuff that we do, particularly IP DECT, is very long-lived. We're replacing networks and infrastructures for customers now that have had real estate there for 8-9 years.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to measure exactly how many we've got and how many we don't.
Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. I guess you
I'm
wouldn't
full of
have an
cop-out
answer.
answers, by the way.
No. I honestly didn't expect an. If you'd have blown me away, if you'd have given me an accurate number,
Well,
and you miss an
that's-
opportunity because I wouldn't have been able to check it.
Well, I'm not sure what would be impressive or just showing off. So
On this podcast, showing off is the way forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. But no, my question was more like, how many SKUs do you have today? How many products do you offer?
I'd say we have a fairly simple architecture. We have 3 main IP DECT phones. We have a Wi-Fi phone. We have a bunch of infrastructure products, and we have 2 smartphones that are in full flight, as it were,
Nice.
plus the software over the top.
Cool. So you brought yourself a little presentation of some words you wanted to say. So have you managed to get those messages across? Or
I
is
don't know.
marketing
I don't
people
know.
going to get
I
upset?
I confess I didn't read it.
Oh,
I was going to read. I was planning to read it in the 5 minutes, but you guys were so engaging that we went down the train. So there was no chance to do so.
I think
We
the
never
laptop's
heard
there.
that before.
No,
that we
never.
are engaging.
No, that's true.
Oh, the body language people and have an absolute field day with my setup here, and yours actually, for that matter.
Yes.
It's the idea of protecting yourself, making yourself feel
Yes.
safer.
I go all the way around. I protect the back of myself as well.
But that's very good.
Yes.
But everyone wants. I defy anyone that wasn't a child and didn't imagine having a console like that behind them, particularly a child of the 70s.
He has one on his desk. in
Yeah,
his
but I
office.
mean, you've got the big one here, so yeah.
That's true. It's been said before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm sorry. Couldn't resist. That was such an obvious one, but thanks for setting me up.
Do I really need to deal 2 more days with this?
That's
No, only 1 day and a half.
Yeah, and then in the car to Hamburg, you both are going to sleep.
And the breakdown and everything else.
Yeah, we
there's
have
a-
road trips
No,
planned this
mention it.
week.
There's a good 3 days, I think.
All right, so we have some AI questions.
Oh, far away.
And they're all really about how you feel about AI.
Oh my God, you really have got AI.
Yeah,
questions,
yeah.
haven't
And
you?
they were created by Marijn. and his
AI.
Yeah.
But they're just interesting insights into where you may or may not go with AI. And they are absolutely dead serious, so I don't think that we're taking the mickey. Yeah, that grin says it all, doesn't it? So,
I'm braced.
Would you let AI design your dream house?
No.
So that was very quick. There's some jokes about... I'm not going to go there. Would you let AI decide whether you should break up with your partner?
Yes.
Would you,
on the basis that AI probably knows more about what she does than I do.
would you let AI negotiate your salary increase?
Yes.
Ooh, nice ones. You got any you want to choose?
Oh yeah, I've got a good one. Yeah.
He went to the naughty AI to get his...
Yes. So this is more unhinged. So would you let AI tell your mother-in-law what you actually think about her cooking?
Can I do it down the phone?
I don't think you need to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
you
think the
can
power
see
of voice there is my
I
saviour.
think so. None of the body language.
Exactly.
And basically, would you let AI answer this question for you?
Ooh, deep.
No.
Levels.
No. On the basis that AI does a scrape and I keep most of my unpleasant stuff off the internet, so it should be fine.
Yeah, that's true. It was
Most
the best way.
of the
Most
okay.
of it.
No, the
I think
ones
it's
that-
interesting today. Leaving a digital footprint is almost unavoidable.
Yeah.
I read a long article about many years ago about how to remove your digital footprint from the clutches of ISPs as it was then, and the steps involved. There's about 200 of them, and I got bored after step 3. So digital footprint.
That was it.
Privacy has
Number 4 was
been dead for years.
Oh, it
persistent.
has.
Yeah.
I think we would be suspicious if we try to find somebody and we can't find anything online.
That's a really good
very
point.
Then we
true.
would
So
think,
they're
whoa, something's wrong.
black ops, or indeed AI themselves, maybe.
Yeah. New life since
Yeah.
you attempted to wipe yourself off, but since then you're back on again. They'll want to know what happened before that time.
Well, I think there's a view, isn't there, that modern generations, the newer generations of people, just don't care. They're adjusted to the idea that their privacy is compromised, and
Yes.
and I think the same is also true as you get older. You start to think, actually, I just don't care. It's out there. I might as well just embrace it.
Exactly. Yeah. Privacy has been dead for years. So I mean, yeah, why bother?
Exactly.
No, it's interesting, and I think that potentially is where AI is at the moment. Yeah, people of a certain, no, it's nothing to do with age, but experience, have a level of nervousness about it, and we need to get to the point where people go, okay, it's actually what it is. It's normal, and I should stop worrying about it, which will probably take a few years, but then we'll have then they will allow you to work out what your next job's going to be.
But what do we think? What do you think the next practical development of AI is going to
It's a
be?
good question. We heard some really good ones earlier from somebody that uses AI in call centres, where they're actually creating, and I called it a story from the conversation, and using that as a trigger to do certain things. So there's certain legal regulations they need to do in a certain time frame. So the AI is actually building the trigger point, because now we use A plus B equals C equals action, but you don't get that with a voice conversation. So they were using that conversation for AI to actually be... That was new to me this morning. I really quite like that idea.
Do you think AI is working really hard towards this idea? Or do you think it works for software development on a B2B scale? And I don't mean the creation of an app, or because you see the applications of apps onto app stores going absolutely ballistic at the moment.
Yeah.
Does the same thing work properly for B2B applications in depth? Can I save a fortune?
Yes, but
you
not
can
yet.
save money, maybe not a fortune, and it will be a tool that helps you to create the applications that you want, but it won't deliver like how a developer would deliver it.
Okay.
So 80-20 rule will be applied to it.
Well, I think it's a question that's doing the rounds. I imagine that every systems integrator, every hardware manufacturer, every frontline mobility company, in terms of how far can I use AI, how can I accelerate what it is I do and the innovation behind it, I don't know the answer to that, and I wondered if you guys had any kind of insight.
We only have questions, no answers.
Yeah.
I can tell you what we're doing in my organisation. We have legacy applications that you think about being this big, and to change them is difficult. But what we're able to do with AI is actually replace some of the functionality easier. So with a good API at one end, pulling something out of the big system at the right time, doing whatever you want to code in small batches and then pushing it back in at the right time, we're actually able to progressively remove that legacy application.
Okay.
Rather than having to build a whole time management system for 700 trains, we can say, actually, we just need to know the arrival times or the departure times of those particular trains. So an API says, hey, I've just left. AI does whatever little bit of processing it needs, and then you inject it back in again. And then you can basically start to pull stuff out and move stuff into data. So that is a current approach we're testing.
I've got another question, actually. Do you mind?
No, go for it.
All right, so
do we know who's next, by the way?
Yes.
Or do you want to go fetch them anyway? All right.
It's about Microsoft integrations. Okay.
Oh, okay, then maybe Anouck needs to be here.
Yeah, maybe I'll need to go and grab them.
There's a lot going on, right? And I think we've seen how successful Teams has been.
Yes.
But is it now part of Office? Are you seeing a slowdown in the adoption of Teams, or?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I think that I can give you an example. I'm working in a separate little project for a worldwide organisation that are actually now trying to align their teams and remove the different kinds of PBXs around the world, not just for cost, but because consistency is now important across the organisation, not just about call quality, but also about understanding how from one place to another things are monitored and changed.
And do you think, you talk about PBXs, and I always associate PBX with on-prem.
Of course.
Do you think there's any space for on-prem?
Is there any space for on-prem data centres?
Well, I think not just data centers, but on-prem communication systems. There's a massive push towards UC and in the cloud in particular.
Of course. Well, I think the advantage in the cloud is you don't have to maintain, support, patch, blah, 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 okay? But equally, you don't want to be dependent upon it. So it really depends on your own system.
I only ask because we've seen quite a bit lately of not a move back to on-prem, but the need, particularly for security considerations
Yes.
and failovers. A very, very large medical organisation in Europe is now looking at that in terms of, we pitched a load of stuff.
Yep.
And the pen down moment is when we talked about the fact that if the Wi-Fi network down, access to Teams stays up.
Yes.
If you use IPDEX. And this is like, whoa, and everybody stopped. And I wondered if that was universal.
No, I think
or
it's
is it just
important. It depends on your resiliency to voice. There's also a tremendous amount in most organisations of incoming and outgoing voice calls have dropped because they use email addresses and just put them in by Teams, and then they're more difficult to track.
Okay.
But that's why this organisation is starting to think, hey, how do we and what do we want to do with our voice? Do we just want to let everybody rock and roll the way they forward, or do we actually want a strategy in place? So. Anyway, there you go. Free consultancy, or not free, we'll send you the invoice, one or the other.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for your time. It was good fun.
Thank you. And thanks to your colleague as well, who's there rounding up my successor.
It's good fun. So thank you for letting us steal in for 20 minutes. Now she's busy getting you set up for your next meeting.
Probably.
All right.
Thanks
Have a good
very
rest
much,
of the show.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye. That was good.
Yes.
Never think about voice as being voice. I think I might say this every time we speak to Spectralink and one of the other focuses.
It is. It's a thing that we don't do. We don't think about, and we think, oh yeah, somebody else will do it for us. But yeah, it's important.
That's very true. And we're just going to choose the link where we can both be on the screen at the same time.
Thank
An
you.
absolute pleasure, Steve.
Cheers, my friend. Bye-bye. Hello, you. How's Michael? Michael's good? You can come and sit and talk to us. Come on, you can. Stick a set of headphones on. Headphones. Then you can hear me. 2 minutes. Hey, how are you doing?
Now I can hear a thing.
Now you can hear us.
I mean, I've got candy, so...
Everybody's got candy. So Michael did the very, very first Commsverse TV.
Was
In
with
this
you,
corner
right?
here, yes.
And it was
somewhere.
It wasn't nearly this good.
We have grown a little bit.
I do need to say I'm more interested in his book.
Did you?
How
not-
to talk to AI and how not.
Has somebody just thrown that book at you?
I did.
Oh, is that you?
That was the keynote.
Yes.
You got a free book at the end. So you didn't do the keynote.
No, we.
No.
So he
obviously-
gave the book away to everyone.
Yes.
Everyone.
Oh, I'm going
Apparently
just
to.
a
not to you
few
guys.
people.
No,
I'm
we
going
should
to
have
ask Mark if there are still
More
books
importantly,
left.
we were apparently on the opening video.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Don't know about that.
Obviously.
I showed up late and hit that was the first half of a keynote I've seen in about 4 years.
Yeah. Nice. So anyway, you all good? Still doing Jabra?
Nobody needs to know about my upcoming surgeries. So yes, I'm doing great.
Let's not
Life's
talk about
good,
that.
energy's good. Happy to be at Commsverse.
Good. And it's good to see you again, my friend. See you later.
Talk to you guys tomorrow at 9:40.
Oh, you're doing the Jabra talk tomorrow.
No, I'm doing the Krampus
No.
talk tomorrow.
He's here as a speaker tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's the speaker talk.
And I'm
Okay.
going to talk to you guys about Krampus.
You can come and talk to us
Yes.
about anything you like. We will speak to you tomorrow.
Excellent.
See you.
Cheers,
fun
bro.
today.
Excellent.
Thanks. All right, good.
So we should have somebody here from Maxhub, and he should be here. Oh, okay.
Well done.
Hello, sir.
There you go. Stick the headphones on. Makes life a little easier for you. And you do need to make sure the microphone's adjusted and it's right up close. There we go.
Close. Out here.
Perfect. Yes.
Yes.
You can move it as
Excellent.
need be. Sorry about that. Michael's been around for a while and we haven't seen him for ages. So
It's quite all right.
he walked past and I didn't realise you were on the way. So welcome. How are you?
Hot.
Hot.
Yes,
let's put you back on
Really?
here.
Lovely
There
and
you go.
hot.
Oh.
It was a lovely car journey this morning to start, but yeah, so it's a 4-hour trip over, courtesy of the M25. But no, it's worth coming and seeing everyone, seeing some familiar faces.
And you didn't think about coming last night?
No, I should have.
It's always hindsight is such a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, benefit. Yeah, definitely.
So, Guy, ready? What a great name. Why are you ready to introduce yourself? Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
It's the first time I've heard that.
I'm sure it is.
I've been called worse, don't worry. So I'm Guy, look after Maxhub here in the UK from a AV business management point of view. Been with Maxhub now nearly 2 years, and this is our second time at Commsverse.
Second time.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, so we debuted last year, which was our first it was our first main event actually for Maxhub in the UK. So as a brand, we've kind of been around in the UK now for around 3 to 4 years. So we're kind of like the new kids on the block. But we've sort of tried to do things a bit differently.
We are based in Belgium, so I'm very curious about what Maxhub is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big things that we're doing is why we're here today is the relationship and partnership we have with Microsoft. So we're very heavily focused in the MTR space. As a brand, though, we do everything from Teams meeting rooms to commercial displays, LED, you name it. So it's
With your own hardware?
with all our own hardware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
what makes us kind of unique as well is all of the product that you see on our stand is all built in-house. So everything is manufactured by Maxhub in China, and when people last year, it was always the question, "Oh, Maxhub, I've not heard of Maxhub. What do you do?" And it's sort of when you start to then explain a little bit about the history and the company and everything, it's one of the big things that Maxhub and our parent company CVT do is make TV mainboards. That's how Maxhub started 20 odd years ago. So when you sort of sit there and say to people, 1 in 3 displays sold worldwide uses a Maxhub TV mainboard, they go, "Oh wow, okay, actually it's a much bigger." And then we sort of say, we operate now in over 145 countries worldwide. We're number 1 when it comes to the mainboard market, education IFP, into professional IFP and LED in the
Nice.
world. So we do a lot because we manufacture everything. There are a lot of other brands that you might know and have dealt with in your life, but
But if you get a microscope out
Yeah.
in the corner, you'll see
scratch
the
the
word
badge off.
Maxhub. Nice.
Yeah, so it's been really good coming back here this year, particularly. Last year, the product set we had one MTR all-in-one board. What makes it unique to the competition is it's a pure Windows 11 operating system.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
so it's not an Android one.
There's no Android on our product at all with the MTR product. So with the all-in-one boards, because it's a Windows 11 device, the closest equivalent to it in the market is the Surface Hub from Microsoft. So now that Microsoft have said they've discontinued the Surface 3s, we have had a lot of traction, again, with the partnership we've developed with Microsoft, where they're telling all these big corporates who have NHS projects where they've invested in Surface Hubs over the years to look at Maxhub now as the alternative. So that's sort of a really strong message for us. We've got the largest lineup of all-in-one displays as well, so 55 all the way up to a 92-inch 21 by 9, which again is a flagship screen for us. I think it's like the world's first in that size, so designed for Teams front row and everything. We've also just introduced a console for the table to work with these screens, and they also work with the Surface Hub. So it's the first third-party product Microsoft have allowed to work on their ecosystem.
Excellent.
So I think it kind of shows that relationship we have with them. And you know, this year for us, it's all about, here at Commsverse this year, it's all about evolution. You know, we had one of those models. We had a USB video bar. That was very much it. In the space of a year, we've gone to a full-fledged all-in-one lineup. Like I say, 5 screens in that range. We've got 3 new video bars which we've introduced. So 2 on the Android MDEP ones for people who still prefer the Android solution. And we've also got a Windows 11 based video bar as well, which is the first Windows 11 bar to feature a quad 200 megapixel camera on it as well. Designed for the medium to large meeting rooms.
So what have you got here to show everybody?
So today we do have our all-in-one Teams board. So we've got a 55-inch version of it here. So it's quite cool because a lot of the competition is showing off 65 inches. So we've got 55. So we can kind of say it's smaller, but we've got much more in the range. So we've got our 55-inch Teams version. We've also got our brand new W70 video bar, which is the Windows 11 bar, which comes with the tablet as well as standard. We've got something as well a little bit, I suppose, left field, which is our portable capture system.
A portable capture system?
Yes.
You cannot get through the front door.
Yeah.
The bolts
Tell
fall down,
us more.
You're captured.
So it's a very unique product. What it is basically, it's as it suggests, it's a portable capture system. So with the system, we sell it as a kit. So you get 2 fully wireless PTZ cameras that have a range to the base unit of around 50 meters. The base unit itself allows you to live stream that to 3 separate feeds. You can record to it as well, and you can also record to your OneDrive or Google Drive as well. So you can add up to 4 wireless cameras to it. The kit comes with 2, and then you get 2 little lapel microphones just to clip onto your chest as well, to do full dual audio, dual broadcasting.
Nice. So follow the user and all that kind of stuff.
So we've seen
something we need for our podcast room.
Actually, to be honest, Dick, if I turned it on and worked it out, we can do some of that stuff, but finding the time to set it up.
It's from the flight case to live streaming, you can set it up in under 3 minutes.
It's something we need for our podcast.
Something we might, yeah.
I think we need to sponsor this product.
We were going. I was going to see if I could bring a camera around here, see if it would reach, and then actually record me doing this podcast.
If you go to Scottish Summit, they'll be doing this again.
Maybe, yes.
Have to bring the capture system. Yeah, it's something that gets a lot of people talking. It's a very unique product.
But it's a really sidestep from all the other things you've been talking about. So is this a new area that you kind of want to get into? Or is it just somebody had a brainwave one day after the Christmas party and went, I think I've had an idea?
I think a bit of both. I think in China we have a sister company called Siwu, who are our education brand. So they do about 50% of the market share in China when it comes to education.
Nice.
And the capture system was really designed for teachers, and to be able to say, a lot of the feedback was from schools and everything in China, we're spending thousands and thousands of dollars every time to bring out a broadcast company to do graduation days, that kind of thing. They're like, so I guess the idea came from something like that. And The reason it came over to the UK was, I think, in 1 year alone, China sold around 10,000 of these kits. And what a lot of the schools were actually doing was live streaming sports days for parents that couldn't be there. So they were saying, look, if you're at work and you can't make sports day, dial in and have a look and see what your kids are doing. They put the cameras, while they're not weatherproof, or waterproof, shall I say, on a nice sunny day like this, they go onto a tripod stand and you can again position them wherever you want. Yeah. So people were putting them in the corners of the football fields and essentially live streaming the sports days for parents.
Cool.
So it's
so that means I can just stay at home in my chair with my beer, watching my daughter do her little thing. Okay.
Absolutely. And
awesome.
They say, Dad, I didn't see you. He's like, I was there.
I saw you.
I saw you fall over. You were there.
So it's something that's very different to what we've obviously got on show here today and what we're showcasing. But it sort of emphasises that Maxhub as a brand is very much a diverse. It's all about solution. It's about the complete solution for a corporate environment. So we brought that along today because one, it draws attention and everyone goes, oh wow, what's this? Normally at trade shows, if I've got my counterpart colleagues here from around Europe, the ISE for example, it's a damn nightmare because the PTZ cameras last for about 7 hours on battery life. You'd be trying to demo it and you'd find out that my French colleagues just walked off with the camera to show the range. So you have to kind of look and guess where he is. So it's nice to have it here today, knowing it's not going to go walkabout. You might see me walking around with one. Just
for the heck of it. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So what's your next diverse product?
Oh, I don't know. We've got a robotics division. So we make all of the corporate Roomba vacuum style cleaners that you see if you visit the CVT factory in China. You'll be waiting for a lift and you'll see a little vacuum cleaner pull up alongside you and get in the lift and go onto the next floor.
I actually saw that in Orlando earlier this year.
Yeah. So
it's very weird.
They were at the big casinos in Vegas, weren't they?
Yeah. So it's a very popular thing. Robotics is something that it's a scary art form, I suppose, but it's something that is becoming more standardised. So we do the robotic arms that you see in restaurants, right down to robotic dogs that you can attach IR cameras on to go around power plants to check temperatures and everything. So right down to the heads-up displays that you have in your cars is also a lot of product.
How big is the company?
So Maxhub itself, so the company itself is worth, last year we did around 3 billion. We've got nearly 7,000 employees. 50% of them are in R&D. So that's where a lot of this new technology comes from. So
that's heavy.
So a lot of the Windows 11 features that on our display, we use a lot of Maxhub AI technology as well to improve the cameras, the audio. One of the things that everyone says about the Maxhub product is how good the audio and the microphone pickup is on it. So with the boards, for example, our all-in-one boards, we were saying that the microphones were rated for around 15 meters. And in a traditional meeting room where you had a display, a bar, ceiling mics, ceiling speakers, floor speakers, we were saying, you don't need any of that, you can just put a board in. Which is kind of where we carved our way, I suppose, into the market a lot last year. It's just changing the way people think about how you do a traditional meeting room. And it's the technology that's in those screens that has been developed by ourselves.
Amazing. And we had a camera die on us again. Don't worry, I've already turned it on 2 minutes ago and it died. So I'm not quite sure how many people got just a black screen there, but that's fine. It's now been fixed temporarily at least. And they'll throw the camera away later.
We can blame the heat.
I think so, yes.
We had some lights die earlier as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That must be quite nice.
It's, we'll see what happens. We need a good thunderstorm. It is not going to arrive.
No, it's forecast. My phone now says warning for thunderstorms. So it could be an interesting drive back to sunny Norfolk. That's for sure.
Whereabouts in Norfolk?
I live in a small village called Dickleborough, which is just outside of Dis. It's about 20 minutes from Norwich.
Yeah.
Which is where I will be tomorrow, actually. So I'm here for the day.
We've been there in.
We drove past.
Yeah.
It's near to English Distillery.
The English whiskey distillery
Yes.
it's very nice.
Yes. We were tasting that on our podcast a few weeks ago.
I've done
Sure.
one too many tours there myself.
It is a nice place. There we go.
Their whiskies of the world is amazing.
Nice. So, would you like to take a few of our AI questions? Actually, let me just rephrase that. We're now going to ask you a few of our AI questions.
And I'm going to say yes.
To every one of them?
I will do my best.
Okay. Who wants to start today?
No, mine are a bit too left field to start off
Well-
with.
Okay, we should go with an easy one. Have you got one there?
Would you let AI become your therapist?
That's a very good question. Would I let it? Yes, probably. I mean, to be fair, in today's age, I know they say you should never Google your symptoms because Google will tell you you're about to die in 5 seconds. But it is one of those ones I think we use online now for a lot of different things. And as AI improves and AI gets better, I think we'll see more of that kind of that field be used for AI, because ultimately that's going to give you probably one of the more stable answers.
Potentially.
Every therapist is different. AI will draw from the knowledge that it knows online. So.
Had fun with it the other day. I took a picture of my hand and said, "Read my palm." That was hilarious. It's well fun. But it all came with a warning, and she was taking the piss out of, "Oh, we're going to the fairground, are we? You're going to treat me like some gypsy in the corner of the field." But it was actually quite funny. There you go.
Yeah, I'm using a different AI, so I can give you a more unhinged version
yes,
later.
let's go with the dodgy AI. All right. So, would you let AI choose your route for a self-driving car to take you home?
Yes.
We had a great story from one of the MVPs that decided to go fully open claw to test everything. And he was driving home or something, and he was driving home and he suddenly saw the car re-divert. So why are you doing that? Well, I've also noticed you're dehydrated, so I'm going to take you via a garage so you can get some water. Okay, I'm not sure. At that point I might say no more, but there you go. No more AIs? Well, my friend, thank you very much.
Would you let AI redesign your face for maximum meme potential?
Maximum meme potential. Absolutely. I love a meme. I'm all in for memes. My colleagues get annoyed that I reply in memes. And I get annoyed when they don't understand them, because then it makes me then feel I'm either too old or they're too young to understand it. But I absolutely love a meme, so I'm all up for that. I'm all up for that.
Yeah.
It turns me like a Chad meme or something.
All right.
Fully on board.
Cool. So to finish off, I have to go back to your name because it is really unusual. So do you blame your father, I guess, for this?
I mean, it's one of those ones. At first in school, it was quite annoying.
Guy, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Imagine.
Never ready,
Yeah.
ever ready, and everything. And but I think as I've sort of gotten into working life, because the name is so unique, I'd often do get people that I'm terrible with names, so I can't remember. I remember faces,
Yeah.
but I don't remember names. And when people say, "Oh, Guy, I remember you. I recognise your name," and I'm stood there going, "I don't know who you are."
I used to get you're too noisy to be a noise reduction system. So I used to get all of that kind of stuff. I get it, but it's fun. All right. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Enjoy the rest of the show. We'll
I
drop
will.
by and have a look at these cameras because
Yes.
that sounds interesting.
No, do come by and take a look. So they are fully charged and fully running on wireless. So if not, you might see me wander past with a wireless camera, and you think, what's that crazy person doing? That's me testing
We'll know
the
why.
distance.
We will mention it when you walk past.
Definitely.
All right, Guy. Thanks.
Brilliant. Thank
ever
you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
sir.
So, guys, actually, one of the things that we should do before we'll do one, but we must make sure we introduce ourselves because I think we've not done that yet. So, in this episode, it can be you because you're going to go and find our next guest, I guess.
No, next guest is waiting.
Oh, go and slap him and bring him over. But, Marijn, tell everybody about yourself. I'll just put you on camera. There you go.
Which one am I looking at?
Now, which one are you looking at? This one here.
That one, the big one. Hello everyone, my name is Marijn. I'm not wearing one of those cool purple shirts because my size was off. Off, let's say.
It was
yes.
a bell tent rather than a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So, no. So what I do is I do SharePoint and Teams.
Nice.
And podcasts.
And podcasts.
Lots of podcasts.
Podcasts and speaking.
Exactly.
So there we go. All right. Hello, Ian.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Having fun?
Yeah, good day so far.
We
Cool.
need you to come a little bit closer to the microphone.
Yeah, you
because
need
you're
to sort
very
of-
faint.
Yeah,
Oh,
otherwise
okay.
it picks a lot of background noise
All right,
up.
how about
so
that?
might
Awesome.
even tip it up a little bit
Yes.
slightly, so that would be good.
Cool.
Just a touch. Cool. Subphonic AI. That is a great name. Who do you
Isn't it?
work for? Funny you should mention that. Do you also have the .com version of it for when everybody gets fed up of having .ais at the end of their name?
Interesting, the .com domain is owned by a musician.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
he doesn't use it anymore, so we are looking...
Negotiating. No, yes, that musician came to me because I do a lot of this negotiating stuff to say, and how much do you think I can get for it? So
What
if
did
you
he
want to
say?
cross my palm with silver, I could make it happen. Yeah. They outlawed selling domains, didn't they? So
It's still a good business to be in.
true.
Yep.
A musician in what country?
Here, in the UK.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
If he doesn't use it.
Anyway, what do you do? What does Subphonic do?
Well, the hypothesis of the business is that voice is a great enterprise data asset that is untapped.
Yep,
So
that's better. Thank you.
we capture the media, we transcribe it, and then we use AI to analyze it for insights about conversations that enterprises are having with their customers. That could be regulatory compliance, it could be about product performance, it could be about customer experience, it could be about employee well-being.
Okay. So you're purely an AI thing, or is that the platform you're running from?
Yes,
Oh,
we're
wow.
so we're a fairly new business. We've been trading 18 months, and that gives us a bit of an advantage in that we built the whole thing with AI at the centre. So there's obviously a lot of call recording businesses that exist who are bolting on ML onto the transcription, but building the whole stack from day one with this in mind gives us an advantage on the economies,
Speed.
and speed to keep innovating.
Yeah. That's so cool, actually.
Yeah. So is there, like, I don't know anything about this. I'm just used to using like Claude and Open AI, ChatGPT kind of thing. So is there a specific model choice that I can choose, or does that make sense? Or
So we used foundation models,
Mhm.
and some of the magic exists in the way that we interact with them. So we've built an ensemble architecture, as we like to call it, and that enables us to interact very efficiently and keep the context window with the foundation models very tight. And it does two things: one, economics again, and two, accuracy. So if you're doing regulatory compliance, you want to ask the same question again and get exactly the same result.
Yeah.
And that's the skill at the kind of interface end. So
And is that something that runs locally at the customer, or is that sent to a data center?
all in the cloud.
Okay.
So yeah, we are public cloud based, and the question you asked was about which models. Well, we're agnostic to the model, and recent events have shown that that's going to be important.
Yeah.
In that Anthropic released a new model, and for whatever reason that has been slapped with a trade restriction, so
Yeah.
no one can access it. So, and I think the other thing coming probably is the public discourse about sovereignty is not going away, and so like that there are European models like Mistral that we're assessing. So we'll keep flexible about the models that we use, and choose the ones that give us the best results.
Yeah, for Europe you got like all the GDPR things, so
Yeah.
And are you connected into the Microsoft ecosystem, or is it totally separated?
Oh no, very much so. So We have a Microsoft compliant Teams recording certification, and we have a Microsoft AI designation for software in the telco, media and gaming industries. So Microsoft is a really big relationship for us. We've invested a lot in it and they're a great partner.
Okay.
So what is your market share? I mean, do you see it as everybody? I mean, it must be difficult to work out where to target yourself to.
Yeah.
I mean, being at a show like this when, as a pure AI kind of organisation, I guess you see voice and communications as a key attribute, or is it just a Microsoft label that gets you here?
Well, whilst capturing the media in Teams is a huge market, we also have direct integrations with mobile networks. So we can stream the media out of a mobile network, capture it and do the same stuff.
Oh, cool.
And Zoom and Cisco and other contact center platforms as well. So we'll keep adding those as demand comes for it. The idea there is that enterprises communicate in different modes. And if we're going to provide the big data analytics that they need across the whole organisation, then the more modes of media we can capture, the better. And that extends also to not beyond voice into email, chat.
Of course.
If it's already transcribed, then we can just analyse it.
So you're looking really for where the data sources are, and obviously Teams and meetings is a key attribute for that.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm guessing production data as well for factories is another area that...
like being relatively new business, I spent a lot of time talking out to different industry verticals. And I think it is a bit of a risk that every industry I talk to, they say, that's amazing, can you do this with it? And the answer is, yeah, probably. But focusing down on industry verticals and providing industry-specific solutions is important. Like the biggest one for us is financial services. And for example, we have ingested the Financial Conduct Authority's rules and guidelines. There's 9 volumes of them, condensed it down to a set of parameters, and that provides grounding for the foundation model to analyse. So it gives it a context. So you say, analyse against this rule set, and the benefit for the regulated industry there, the bank, is they change their regulatory position. So today they capture all their calls, they're mandated to store them for a minimum of 7 years, and someone has to listen to them and make a judgment about whether they're compliant or not. It's an operational burden, it's a risk, and they still get fines. So we screen 100% of their calls. They reduce their operational burden because it's frankly significantly cheaper, and reduce their risk because it's data-driven, not subjective. But the big gain for them is they go to the regulator, go to the FCA now and say, I'm no longer randomly sampling 1%, I'm screening 100%. There's a big change in their posture to the regulator.
Oh, that makes sense. It's interesting because I can't think of a company for years where they've been able to say, actually, we can give you nearly anything you need. Not suggesting we want to or we will, but there's no limitation, which is good and bad, I suppose. Hey, Christ, I can go anywhere in the world, but actually I can only really afford to focus here, which is part of the focus. Wow. Franchisable business in AI. So I'm guessing you're building a huge amount of data models from an AI perspective.
So I think that it's a good point that the asset for the enterprise is not just thinking about calls against regulatory screening on a call-by-call basis. We also use generative AI to apply tags to the call. So we characterize the call. This is a billing inquiry, this is a customer complaint, this is a query about a late delivery, whatever. But obviously conversations flow. So we also use generative AI to tag the chapter or chapters of a call. So an opening where you talk about the weather, whatever, through to a stated intent, some conclusions, a promise of a callback, a resolution, whatever. That metadata then becomes a big data layer, very powerful for the enterprise. If you think about this, then we can overlay the call chapters with sentiment analysis.
Yes.
So then we can say this is a billing inquiry that started with bad sentiment, had these chapter characteristics, and ended positively. There was a resolution and good sentiment. You can do it the other way too.
Of course,
This is a sales call that started with an opportunity and ended badly and with bad sentiment. So you then think about that at an enterprise level, and the metadata you have, you can then start building good customer journeys, coaching your contact center or your employees. We think that's where the kind of value lies in the sort of big data sets that we're creating for the enterprise.
Nice. Who owns the data? You don't have to answer that on public television.
No, we will. So the enterprise owns their data. We are merely the processor. But the if you like, no one can see their call transcriptions. No one can listen to their calls. That's their data. It's completely locked down and encrypted. So it's for them. But the metadata we've applied. It's obviously available to the enterprise, but that's our data.
And how interested are customers? They must think this is really cool. We need to have this. But
yeah, it's been a really rapid journey, and I'm still learning how to represent the value or position what we do. But we're absolutely flying. We sent our first invoice out 18 months ago, and we are now at more than 200 enterprises live, and something like 55,000 endpoints.
Nice.
So it's gone quickly.
Are you managing to cope with the growth?
Yeah. Since we started, we made an acquisition earlier this year. We acquired Oak Innovation.
I think we've spoke to those before.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, and that gives us like a whole bunch of benefits, including quite a mature channel. And I think we'll continue to grow rapidly. So we've gone for a team. I think I was employee number 10. We're now about 40.
Wow.
And I think that trajectory will continue.
Nice. It's very good. So, Marijn, I don't know why you guys are all staring at me, which is all good. I love this. So, yeah, they're being very quiet. I think they're ready for lunch.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either that or I'm being really dull.
No,
not at all.
No? Okay, good.
So I think
answer.
It's a very cool. It's a very cool thing.
I was wondering. One of Marian's favourite questions is the weirdest ask, because when you say, hey, yeah, we can find anything out we like, some people must have asked for some pretty interesting information. Can you find out about this or
HR complaints if somebody from management is sleeping with one of the interns or something? I don't know.
That one hasn't come up, but yeah, it's very diverse. I'll give you some more examples. Like a debt collecting agency want to surface insights about employee well-being because cold calling for debt is tough.
Is interesting.
I'd imagine, and so they want to manage that more proactively and reduce churn. So that's an interesting one. And then we did a specific study for a company that has adapted vehicles or helps people adapt their vehicles who have a disability. And they wanted to understand empathy. But all the standard contact center analytics platforms say you're very empathic. That's because the nature of the business requires them to be empathic. But it weren't surfacing enough insight. So we worked with them on a framework of empathy, which is really sophisticated, including things like after a customer response, did the agent have a window to show empathy? and did they show empathy or did they miss the opportunity?
Oh,
So
cool.
it's
The
really
subtleties.
sophisticated, and that stuff is really interesting for us because it shows the power of what the foundation models can do with the right grounding. Again, they gave us their parameters for empathy, their definitions of how they
Yep.
think of empathy, and we applied it. So it's super interesting.
No, sounds really cool.
That is very cool.
So he's going to answer yes to all of these questions.
Let's see.
Go on.
We let AI come up with a few questions like, would you let AI do this or that?
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, we've got a few fun ones.
Shoot.
Would you let AI run for political office using your identity and face?
No.
No, I can understand that
No.
one. Would you let AI write your annual performance review?
I would.
Excellent.
I think if I loaded up my work, my whole year's work context and said, summarise how I did against my objectives.
That would be cool.
But like we're big on ethical AI and having a human in the loop. So I would get it to do the groundwork and I would own the output.
And own the output. Own the output.
Own the
Here's the
output.
dodgy ones then from the dodgy
Oh,
AI.
no. I've got a pretty serious one actually.
Sit. No,
Serious?
no. This just a
No.
second. Are you?
No. Would you let AI become the legal guardian of your parents if they get dementia?
Oh, deep.
No, I wouldn't.
I like that.
No, I don't think I would. I have
wouldn't.
too strong a love and respect for my parents to have anybody else care for them.
Ah, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Or anything else in this case. You
Anything
did say
else.
anyone.
Yes.
Do you
Then-
do you
then-
see AI more as in terms of human terms or computing terms?
Computing.
Okay.
Computing. But I quite like the way that in my personal life the kind of familiarity and the conversational tone that Claude, in my case, operates with.
It's amazing that everybody got that one right, isn't it? The way that they come back to you with the humour and everything else. I love it. You had one more to ask.
Oh yeah, I mean I've got tons of.
Oh no, I
really
thought you had
weird
one to go and I
ones.
interrupted. I apologise.
How would you let AI tell your partner the truth about that one thing you've been hiding?
How does AI know you're hiding it? That's more important.
Yeah. Well, you know, my partner might watch this, so we have no secrets. Love
There
you.
you go. And on that note, Ian, I think that's an amazing response. Thank you very much.
All right.
It's been fun talking
Thank you.
to you.
It has been fun.
Have a great rest of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you
Take
know
it
where
easy.
we are. If you have something interesting to tell us, drop by any time.
We'll do. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, it's really cool, actually.
Yes.
So AI as a service, basically, that's what it is. Somebody's actually managed to create it.
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen and we've talked to a bunch of people that are using AI to do something extra. And I like this because this is like the story you brought about the empathy level.
Yes.
I mean, that's really crucial if you want to improve your business, if you want to do better, and that's what we all want to do. And you can send people on training, but if you can also measure this becomes much more quantitative to steer your business.
In terms of AI, I don't think we've spoke to anybody, I don't think I've spoke to anybody in a year that does not have a specific purpose that AI is going to deliver. So AI is being used to do X, whereas what we actually have here is AI can do anything, we will prepare it for you.
Yep.
Because people start from what they know is needed as opposed to what they don't know, which is what they have at this point in time. We don't know whether these people are being empathic or not because it's an empathetic call.
You need to be a little closer.
Yes,
to the
I know I need to. I was pulling my shorts so they were falling down.
Okay.
And we're on live TV and my arse hanging off the table. All right,
not-
and on
it's
that
not
note,
good, yes.
I think it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for being with us. Anouck, you should introduce yourself before we finish off here, just so that they know who they're talking to.
Yeah, so I'm Anouck, living in Belgium, doing some work with SharePoint Teams and the Power Platform. So also podcasts recording with you and a lot of public speaking on events.
All right, on that note, bye for now.
Bye.